Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Going Racing Podcast here on the channel. Today, we got some, as usual, NASCAR and Formula One talk coming your way. A very spicy weekend of NASCAR racing to talk about at Martinsville Speedway, not just in the Cup Series, but all three series with trucks and Xfinity as well. We have the Mexico GP coming up this weekend to talk about, and the championship race for NASCAR to talk about. And we have a little bit of NASCAR 21 stuff to talk about today based off of our experiences over the past week. As usual, I am joined by Jay as well as Matt. We'll start with Jay. How we doing? I think you're happy based off of your profile picture.
Yeah, very happy since the Braves won the World Series last night. Completely unexpected for that to happen this season, so I'm absolutely blown away and hoping they can do it again next year when they get some crucial pieces of the team back.
Um, when was the last time your baseball team won the championship?
1995.
Okay, so before you were born.
Yep.
Um, Very cool. Congratulations. I don't watch baseball. Matt, do you watch baseball?
Well, I don't actively pursue it,
Okay,
you
well,
know. Like I followed the Detroit Tigers because Detroit, but I
I
don't
thought that
like
was a football
watch.
team.
We have the we our football team's the Detroit Lions.
Okay, well, I don't watch that either. Um,
I don't watch it either. It's that bad.
the trophy, Jay, what I'm noticing here is the World Series trophy is really interesting. It's just like,
Flags.
yeah. Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Circle
couldn't
of
really tell.
flags.
Oh, very cool. Matt, how are you doing this week?
I'm
You're
I'm
doing okay?
alive.
You're alive?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
The key
Monday was
requirement
pretty
to
good.
living. Monday, what happened on Monday?
I won the truck title in that league ID.
Oh, that's right. Congratulations on that.
Woo.
And now you have to try and win tomorrow night
It's at
at
Phoenix, so it's
Phoenix.
pretty.
Yeah.
It feels pretty hopeless, but
Especially with Andrew being in the Final Four.
yeah.
But good luck. I'll be there actually watching, so or spotting,
Yeah.
whatever. Um,
You're hoping there's beef somewhere.
Hopefully, maybe I'll record it. But moving on, we have some NASCAR 21 ignition stuff to start off with this week. Just kind of run over our experiences over the last week, anyways. Now, as I was recording a lot of career mode over the last week, and other than the one I recorded yesterday at Bristol Dirt, the experience has been god awful. um, Not much other than that to say. The game is still extremely broken after the most recent patch. Online looks good. Online looks pretty solid, but that's it. I haven't really played online. The only thing I have done was PC, and um, I wrecked before the start finish line every single race I did. So
It
there's
it,
that.
it it happens so much. Just
Yeah,
with
I
how it
forgot you
is.
have like control of the car before you can see it,
Yeah, it's like what are you supposed to do?
and like by the time I could see my car, I was already heading into the wall.
Mhm.
I was just like, whatever. Um, Jimmy Broadbent streamed it today. We were mentioning that off the podcast, but I saw he ran a Twitter poll about it, and as soon as I saw NASCAR 21 Ignition 1, I was like, Jay, like, you got to see this. This is going to be golden. It was worth every moment of watching that stream. It was hilarious. He just roasted the crap out of the game for I wouldn't say the entirety of the stream because at first he didn't really know what to expect, but it was a quality stream to say the least. Um, but I don't know. I mean, Matt, have you done anything other than online since you've even
I
gotten it?
I can't play single player. I can't do career because you've seen the clips of what I deal with at Daytona.
Is that
It
even a
happens every
career
time.
mode?
No.
Exactly. It's just a championship mode. I'm surprised they called it career mode. Honestly, because it's not a career mode if you think about it. But yeah. I mean,
The
it's so
real
much
fact
work.
is for me, the more I play it, the less I want to play it. Like I literally don't want to play this game anymore.
Well, when Nitro's eventually going on the
When are
private
private lobbies
lobbies,
coming?
who knows? That's a good question.
People
Jay,
think
what do
that
you
patches are.
think?
Well, I still don't have the game and don't think I'm going to get it.
Don't.
Exactly. But from an outside perspective of everything that I've watched, and everything that I've heard, the game is still not good. And it's quite buggy still. There's obviously some uh there's still going to be some bugs there, and they're trying to fix it, but it's going to take a while. It's not going to get fixed right away. And then, again, no matter how much they fix, there's some core stuff with the game that probably cannot be changed, and that's the main issues. Um, the game just it needed more. It needs another year, honestly.
It,
NASCAR
you
22.
think that's the real patch?
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly, yeah.
That don't don't even think. If you're thinking, oh, patches are gonna fix this, it's not. It's not gonna. It'll fix some things, but the things you're really hoping for, it's not gonna get fixed.
there's a lot of core issues with the game that
The
are
handling,
not gonna get fixed this time around.
the handling is awful. It makes no sense, man.
I mean, we were watching Jimmy Broadbent stream, Jay, and Phoenix. He was showcasing the same issue I have. The car just hooks to the right down a straightaway and
I have that
into the
at
wall you go.
I have that at Phoenix. Bristol's really bad for it. Um, going straight on driving on a play track's hard. Like lane changing's terrifying because you just crash.
I didn't have any problems at a plate track yet,
Do it on a
other than
controller.
the actual AI. I recorded mine on a controller, and I was okay. But
Was it
um,
with the day one patch or the day two patch?
that
Patch
was
two.
the day one patch.
So you had steering assist on.
Yes, that's a good
Turn it
point.
off and turn it off. Do a
I
plate
think
race, and you'll
it,
see what I mean.
in the current state of the game, you're almost an idiot to turn steering assist or traction control off.
On it's and you said you did controller on one of your episodes, right?
Yeah, actually, on two of them now, Phoenix, I couldn't do a wheel on Phoenix. It was so bad.
Yeah. So I bet you experienced this. You expect on your throttle, right? Your triggers, it'd be a nice smooth 0 to 100. It's not that at all. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
think it's the dead zone. Like, is there a dead? Can you change the dead zone of the
No, you
triggers? I know you
can't.
can the stick.
You can only do the sticks.
Okay, but yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. It feels like you're either doing absolutely nothing or you're just hammering it.
Yeah,
It's more of you
and
have to
and
do
that's the
the
same
tap
thing with going
method.
left and right. But you can't do the tap method because it's not that good in the game, right?
Well, I mean that's like the only way though I can do anything.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with the analog stick. The analog stick doesn't feel like it's like a smooth 0 to 100. You know,
Yeah, I turned the dead zone all the way down on those, and still, even
I
then, it's not there.
it it's bizarre, man.
Yeah,
I like I don't even think I'm gonna play it until another patch comes out. Like I can't.
patch C's confirmed, but when's it coming? I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I
I
mean I think it'll be very telling how fast it comes.
yeah, I recorded Bristol Dirt yesterday, like I said, and that was the first time since I got the game where I was like, this was actually like I enjoyed my experience. The AI weren't over the top stupid. Were they good? Absolutely not. Um,
No,
but like they didn't. That was the first time they didn't ruin the experience. But it was still obviously like so much work needs to be done with this game. Um, But we'll have to wait and see what happens when patch 3 comes out. Who knows? I'm sure we'll have an idea hopefully soon when they plan to release that. But yeah, that's really all we know. So we'll move on from NASCAR 21 Ignition, and I'm sure we'll have some more. We want to almost like talk about it every week about what new thing we have found with this game. But moving on to some actual NASCAR. So we had NASCAR at Martinsville, trucks, Xfinity, and Cup races. I'm sure we can all agree here. We were very much looking forward to this race.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it certainly lived up to the hype. I think we can agree as well. And all three series was just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
The truck race, I didn't see the full truck race. I saw like the last half of it. But from the
I don't
last
even know.
half I saw,
I
there
don't
was
even
a
know.
lot of cautions.
Like, I don't even know what to think of the truck series, man.
Yeah, the truck
It's
series is something.
it is something. I don't even remember who won. Oh, Zane
Zane
Smith.
Smith.
I think he had one top 5 all year going into this race, they said.
Yep.
And now he's competing for a championship.
Hey, you keep supporting the format.
I mean, heck, in my opinion, he deserves to be there. He did what he needed to do, compared to people that didn't. Like at the end of the day, he played his cards right compared to the others. So, well, I don't think he'll win the title, but who's in the final four? It's him. It's Crafton.
Rhodes and Nemechek.
Okay. I think if Nemechek will win it if he doesn't put himself into any stupid issues, which
Well,
he's done quite a bit lately, including Martinsville. That was interesting with that accident with Austin Wayne's self.
that wasn't even like his fault.
Do you think Austin turned him on purpose?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I do too. Jay didn't seem to believe he did.
The only reason I say that is because John Hunter was coming down.
Well, the
I
turn was
still think that
left.
I think that they both have some fault, but I don't think that it was entirely on Wayne's self. But
Well, Wayne's done some sus stuff before, so that's why I'm tempted
that's
to believe
also
it was.
not that's not wrong. You
And
are
his interview
on
after the
point.
race was really sus too.
I didn't see that.
I didn't bother watching it.
I don't even remember it at this point, but it was certainly like he certainly wasn't saying he didn't wreck him on purpose. But that was interesting. John Hunter still made the final four, so at the end of the day, it didn't change anything.
Barely.
Yeah, but not by much. But so we'll see what happens in Phoenix this weekend. I remember last year it came down to just the last restart and who took tires and who didn't really like to decide the title there. I think that's
Yeah,
how the
and
Xfinity
also
one ended
just
too.
yeah. But like, what are we supposed to think of the truck series really these at this point?
Who can survive the crashes?
It's just terrifying with like a lot of these younger guys, and you're like, man, these guys are moving up. Oh boy.
I think as much as I hate to agree with a lot of the older Cup drivers, they bring up good points about the respect and the racing etiquette of the younger drivers. Which we'll talk about the Cup Series, of course, in a little bit. We'll have a lot to talk about with that. I think Hamlin, Kyle Busch, they all brought up great points this past weekend, although both of them got a little too heated in their interviews, but they still had a couple of points that were something that I think were really actually good to talk about here in today's episode. But there was a truck series, and then we had the Xfinity series at Martinsville, which was a really good, solid race. The one thing I hate about these races having crazy finishes is I cannot remember like what happened in the first like 3 quarters of the race, and I
Never
can't remember
choked again.
anything. Well,
Yep.
yes, which I was not. I was not disappointed about that, but I want to see him lose at
It's
this point because it's
incredible.
become a meme.
All right, you know what? I need to see is Hemrick from the Atlanta area? No,
Oh,
he's from North Carolina. Nope, he's from North Carolina. Okay.
yeah. I mean, Gregson was running good, obviously.
That's
and
one way to put it.
well, he certainly was getting a little physical throughout the race. He was battling with Harrison Burton quite a bit for the lead in that like final stage.
Man, I felt bad for Harrison, man.
I remember like a caution came out, and then right in that caution
That
area,
52.
So Burton like was shuffled back somehow or something too.
Because the 52, and
This is like when I went to
well,
like the bathroom or something, and I came back and
yeah.
was confused.
Well, the 52 in a cardboard box of a car, right?
Yeah,
You stays out, and
that was
Harrison
Spencer
was just
Boyd, right?
unlucky. Yeah, and Harrison was just unlucky that he was in the wrong lane at the wrong time and got shuffled out and got stuck behind him, and yeah, end of
Oh yeah,
that.
that's right. I wasn't watching for this part. I was trying to remember what you were talking about. I think I was working on dinner or something and didn't see that.
But yeah, that's the moral of the story is that he got back markered.
We've seen that happen before.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Cole Witt?
I was just about to bring that one
Yeah.
up.
Die.
That
I mean,
was I think that's the worst one we've had.
Suarez was in great shape to win that with or without that, anyways. But
I mean,
he
two
had,
drivers didn't even get a chance.
I know, but he had control for quite a bit of that race.
The,
Aside from that, though,
that's not the
let's
point.
not get
That's
into
not the
that. Let's
point.
not get into.
That's not the point. The
Yeah.
point was stuff like that is where you can make the argument that the playoffs should not be in NASCAR.
I don't think a guy staying out on no tires is any good
So
argument towards the playoffs.
let me flip the argument here for just a second. Let's not go on a tangent, but I just want to bring this one point up. If let's say we had the same situation we are now where it's two drivers, they're tied in points in the last race. It's the whole season they're tied in points. One of those drivers is leading the race, he's dominated the race, the other one is sitting in like third or fourth. There's a caution with 3 to go. Do you suddenly think the caution should be removed?
That's a completely different thing.
It is, but it isn't. Because
It
technically
is,
that
but it
caution
isn't.
because it
What
because
one
that
is it?
caution
It's only one. There's only. Is it the same thing? Yes or no?
My question is, why should a guy staying out on old tires eliminate the playoff system? He can
I
do
didn't
that
say
on
it.
any other
Okay,
system
this
and affect
it
the
makes it
championship.
bad. But
But
here's the
yeah,
thing.
but any other format can
If
be
we
altered in the same way
listen,
because of that.
listen. Let's say it's a championship race, right? That is the one race that means everything, right?
Uh-huh.
It means a whole lot less in, let's say, a full season format. That only affects 1/36 of the season if it was any full
Still could
season
affect the
format.
championship though.
But the
I think
odds
it comes down to more of not something that should change
also
the format,
the
just
the
something
thing
that
of the
we need
Cole
to
Witt
have.
thing. The Cole Witt thing could also been solved by choose count.
Well, he was going to screw someone over anyways. It didn't matter, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, you start behind him or you start 4 cars behind who you need to be. So
Like, I think it should almost be a rule that they can't do that. Like, they can't stay out because we all know. I mean, it's just
so
it's
you have to
complete
make
stupidity.
a rule
I think it should be a rule.
I don't agree with that.
because of what the format
I know. I don't
is.
think it matters what the format is. I think if you know that you're about to
When we
just get
talk,
your doors absolutely blown off because you're a back marker car staying out on tires, affecting no matter what championship race or just a normal race in general, you're still altering it by being an absolute moron. And the
Which
only way
calls
that they can fix that is a rule, because if there's no rule, then they're going to do it if they want to. Cole Whip proved that, and
but would
whoever
we
was
be
in the
having this
52 proved
conversation?
that.
You want? Here's the thing: would this conversation exist if playoffs didn't exist?
I think absolutely. A 36 race format comes down to a couple races left, and there's still a championship battle going, and something similar happens. I don't see how that argument doesn't come up. I think
The difference is
it's
that you
very
had 30 other
possible
races.
on
The
any single
difference is
format.
it. The difference is you had 30 other races to make up that difference,
And you
not
have that
3 or
as well
1.
in the current format. You got 25 races to build up as many playoff points as possible, and then you have all the playoff races to do the same thing. It's just in a different form, but it's still the same deal. In my opinion. Obviously, you have yours, I have
But
mine, Jay
but
has his.
yeah. The thing is that whatever happens in playoff races, their effects are um exponentially increased.
Good.
If
That's my opinion. Good.
I was like, is he gonna expand upon this or what?
like well, the kicker in NASCAR is that in playoffs everyone races still. That
Yeah.
that's the kicker, right?
What sets it apart from other sports, you know?
Also, that also playoffs existing sets it apart from any other racing series. So
Um, at the end of the day, like, do we need playoffs? No. Do I dislike us having the playoffs? No. um, like we could get by with no playoffs; it wouldn't be an issue. We could be like Formula One and have just your normal, or the old NASCAR, you could say. I don't see an issue with that either. But obviously, NASCAR isn't concerned about, I don't know, what do you want to call it, legitimacy? They're more concerned
I
about
don't. We
putting on a
don't know.
show.
Honestly, we don't know what NASCAR is concerned.
It's pretty obvious they want a show.
They care more about. It seems more like NASCAR cares about the entertainment.
Yes, they care way more about the entertainment than the actual racing product, which is interesting to say the least.
Right. Not sure if it's working out for them.
But you know what? We'll see next year with the new TV like schedule going on, with like USA Network getting some races.
and
Um,
whatever the racing's like.
well, yeah. Um, I think Daytona 500 ratings will be through the roof this time. New cars should bring some people in, some older people that were like, "I'm done watching NASCAR," you know.
See
But
you next week.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But back to the Xfinity race, by the way. What
Mm.
happened towards the end of that thing?
Besides that, Hemrick got the lead. Choked again.
Yes. Well, Gregson had
Oh,
a banger of a restart on him. Like, cleared
yeah.
him.
Yeah, and it was a green white checker too.
Yeah, and then
And
what
I
happened?
think
Who
we're
caused
also
that
going to
fire?
get into this about the respect thing, right?
Yeah.
Both the Xfinity race and Cup race green white checkers were very different from a certain other series on race etiquette.
Oh, can we talk about real quick Stuart Friesen?
The truck finish.
Yeah. What was that? Okay. He
I was
cl-
trying to pinch him, man.
he
What? Pinch on a
cleaned
yeah.
straightaway?
out. He cleaned out Gilliland on purpose, no doubt in my mind. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't just hook a guy on a straightaway by accident.
He's
And
trying.
then
What he's probably
he's
trying to do is wreck both of them.
he tried, because he tried to take out the other guy in turn one,
Yeah.
and then wrecked himself. And I'm like, oh my god, making Canada disappointed right now. Um, but yeah, what a clown. And then Xfinity, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Xfinity was the cleanest one.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
That's
Definitely.
saying a lot when Noah Gregson's up front. Okay, you never when, or if you would have taken us back like 7 months and you have Noah Gregson up front, I'm like, hi to everybody, because like the wrecking ball.
Gregson
But
is one that weird oddity. Like I don't even know what to think of Gregson anymore.
he seems
As
to
in like
have
how
calmed
good
down
he
a
is.
lot lately.
But like I don't know. He has like these great moments where like he's like, man, he is good. And then he just has these moments like, man, he's garbage.
Yeah.
He had a lot of those at
Um,
the start of the season.
oh, 100%. But I mean, he's been doing really good lately. I don't think he's
Yeah.
well, who's he going up against in the final four?
Cindric, Hemrick, Dinger.
Okay. Imagine if Hemrick gets his first win at Phoenix.
When we get into the championship for predictions, I'm gonna give you the best storyline imaginable.
Okay. Okay. I respect it.
You
I'm
you you
excited
won't
to
you
hear
won't
it.
be able you won't be able to top it.
Um, yeah, it'll be an interesting final four race for Xfinity. We'll see. I think Hemrick will actually be pretty strong, to be honest. But I'm gonna say I don't think Cindric's going back to back. Honestly, I think Gregson or Hemrick
Ring
are
a
my
ding
two
ding
picks.
ding 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 ding.
I think Allmendinger is going to be non-existent. That's my bold call for this one. I don't think he's even going to be a threat. But we'll wait and see. We don't know what to expect
We'll
yet.
see.
But the Cup race we have to talk about.
Oh boy.
500 laps around the paperclip. Um, my favorite race usually on the oval side of things of the year is always the Martinsville Elimination race because it's just like guaranteed drama and chaos, and we got exactly that this past weekend. A lot of
Man,
stuff to
it,
talk
it took
about.
it took like 400 laps to get to what we
That's
wanted,
the
but
thing though
we
about Martinsville Elimination races I've noticed is it just the anticipation and like the energy of the race just continues to build and build over those like first 400
yeah
laps, and you
yeah
just
like
feel it
that
coming.
first. Honestly, like by lap 400, you're just like honestly like 350. You're just like the race has been all right.
Yeah, I was like I was
I
enjoying
kind
That's
of a
the
it.
letdown.
genius. That's the genius of Martinsville, though, because you give those drivers 400, well, 500 laps in total, but 400 to sit there and try and figure things out. And then that last 100, they're so annoyed and they're starting to see that they just like the intensity really picks up, and then they start making moves on each other, and it creates chaos for us fans, and it's great. That's why I love Martinsville. That's why I love it as an elimination race.
Shout out to Kozlowski. Big fan after this past weekend. Um yeah, I
Are you
mean,
a
like I
big fan of
said,
Bowman?
no comment. Actually,
Hmm,
I do have an opinion on it,
interesting.
but just my short form is actually I think it was a racing deal. But I'll give my
Sure.
actual opinion when we get there. But yeah, like I said, like over those first 400 laps, you just feel it building, and you know, like it's coming. And then, of course, in the last, 50, 75 laps, it feels like everything just starts to kick off. And that's exactly what happened. There was so many things going on. First of all, Penske at the first 400 laps, especially Ryan Blaney, Logano, they were terrible. Like,
I guess AJ. I guess we have to apologize to Gary.
yeah,
He
I'll
was
take
right
that.
about. I tweeted about it. I was like, oh, at long last, the real Ryan Blaney has arrived.
I was like, man,
Well,
Blaney's not even gonna be a threat, and you guys gave me his stats, and I'm like, I'm confident.
hey, to be fair, Blaney was hauling, and then everything went wrong for him.
I mean, he was holding up Austin Dillon. When you're holding up Austin Dillon, that's a problem. I don't know what position that was for at the time. I think it was like 12th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the
Besides
only
Keselowski, Penske was beep beep poo
terrible.
poo.
It was god awful for
Yeah.
them. Logano, they tried some strategy stuff with staying out and
Thank
whatnot, and it
God.
didn't
Thank
work.
God that happened.
Right? Um, yeah, Blaney got ran over. I think he tried to
Okay.
brake check the three, by the way.
Yeah, no, he brake checked him 100%.
Yeah.
Genius.
And then he screwed himself.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another moment with Blaney at some point in that race? Or am I just.
Uh,
I don't know. After that, he was The only time they highlighted him, it was just like, "Oh, yeah, he's still running bad, by the way." It's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I think he got up towards the top 10, though, before it ended, and then I don't know where he actually finished because it was just chaos.
11th.
Okay. So, better than what he had been doing.
Hmm.
Where did Logano finish?
10th somehow.
Okay.
Um, did you enjoy lap 379, Gary?
That the one where Suarez wrecked?
Yeah. Did you enjoy
Loved
that?
it.
Okay.
It was not my day. I tweeted about it too. I was like, "Man,
Yeah.
the 9's dominating this thing. Suarez got wrecked." Um,
But the entire race honestly changed when Austin Dillon stayed out.
yes, and he actually
Because
did
that's
decent.
that. Yeah, because that's when Chase Elliott chose the wrong lane on a restart.
And he was starting to struggle a little bit too
Yeah.
because his
Yeah.
car wasn't the greatest anymore, which reminded me a lot of Hamlin at the end of the spring race where he had the best car all day and then it just fell off like quite a
Yeah.
bit. And Elliott was like he couldn't even like hang with Hamlin or Bowman.
Truex.
Truex was up in there too. And the points battle was fortunately still pretty close. And Keselowski started running good, towards the end
Truex,
of that thing.
yeah, and then Truex seemed safe all day
And then
because
all
he
of a
was
sudden,
top 5. Oh boy.
when did the actual chaos kick off? Like the end race chaos. There was a caution that came out. I'm just trying to remember what it was for, but I don't remember. Shout out to Quinn Half, by the way. Got parked for 5 laps for intentionally wrecking, I think, a Rick Ware racing car under caution.
Yeah, because it was too close to the safety car.
Well, I don't think the safety car should have played a role. I think you should park him anyways. Not for 5 laps.
Well, okay, so this is also like you tweeted about it, kind of like, what are we doing with intentional wrecking?
Well, it
Or like
seems
just
very
dumping
hit and
people?
miss. NASCAR doesn't have a consistent rule set on that. Who the heck did it? I said something. I was surprised someone wasn't part. Oh,
It was
Austin
the
Wayne Self.
Austin Wayne Self, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said it's like because he's on the lead lap,
I'm like, yeah, that's right. I was like, that was so blatant. Um, I mean,
but he's on the lead lap.
yeah, and that's his pass, I guess. It's like, well, whatever, he's racing for position, so it's okay.
And then they have back markers McGee's wrecking each other on the car.
Yeah, they're like 5-lap penalty,
And I'm just like, when has there ever been a 5-lap penalty in NASCAR?
right? And he didn't even do that
Let
under
the act-
green. And the
Yeah.
safety truck, like, okay, he's going 20 mile an hour. He has to hit the brake. Like, come on. I don't know what's more annoying is NASCAR's consistency or the fans that are like, oh yeah, intentional wrecking's fine. Go watch Formula One if you don't like it. And I'm like,
we're
you
gonna
guys,
get into this. We're gonna get. Oh, we'll get into it. We're gonna get.
That's the one that gets to me the most. I'm like,
We'll get into it later soon.
okay.
Because this thing I've been like saying. I'll be hinting. I've been saying for a while about certain things in NASCAR.
Uh-huh.
Man, the longer we go, it just comes more and more true, doesn't it?
Yes.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Kind of.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have 0 clue.
I'll type it here.
That's why I didn't offer anything up.
I'm just winging it, hoping that I'm thinking of the
There.
right thing. Oh yeah.
Podcast.
It's
coming more and more true by the week.
Oh, yes. This will be a topic about the end of the race.
Yeah. It's
Um,
coming more and more true every week, isn't it?
yes. So, I guess we'll jump towards the, later part of
Yeah.
this race is
So I guess we have to talk to when Truex had his issues, right?
yeah. Well, first of all,
This is when the
before
chaos
this had
starts.
happened, Bowman and Hamlin were starting to battle it out. they were at this point set themselves apart from everybody.
Mhm.
And then Truex is like, Keselowski started everything. This before Truex had his issues. Keselowski dumped the 9.
Yeah,
Um,
drove in too hard.
so first of all, payback from 2017, LOL.
Yeah. Oh, no. Hey. No. A Hendrick driver could never do anything wrong.
That was where my mind first went. I was like, well, Elliott screwed Brad over in the same race 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But I was like, at the same time, so Elliott was already locked in because he got so many stage points.
Yeah.
I'm like, what were you expecting holding up a guy in a must win so much? I mean, was he doing anything wrong? Absolutely not. He positioned his car perfectly. But Brad was faster at that point in time. So holding him
Yeah.
up to that extent for as long as you did, you could not have possibly thought that he was not going to try and
I saw
move
it
you.
coming like 5 laps before it actually
Yeah.
happened. Like I was like, Chase is gonna get wrecked. And I'm like, Chase, just let him go. Just let him go. It's not worth it. You're gonna get wrecked.
And
He got
sure
wrecked.
enough, I'm like, man, I don't know what Elliott was thinking there. Because I was like, I think everybody could see it coming.
Yeah.
And then obviously Brad turned him. So that there was that Elliott taken out of the picture,
I think it was
and
pretty soon after this. Then
they had the restart, and that's where
2X.
everything goes downhill for Truex. And this was the same restart where I told my dad it was like 25 to go, right around there.
Yeah.
I was watching with my dad. I told him, I said, there is no way. I was like, this is the exact type of race where Denny Hamlin gets wrecked before it ends. I kid you not. Um,
I believe you. I believe you'd say something like that.
that's the exact words that came out of my mouth, and I was right. I got 2 predictions correct: Hamlin getting wrecked, and Blaney being like non-existent. But Truex over here has like everything go wrong. So there was a weird restart. Keselowski was side by side, I think, with Bowman, and then
I forget exactly how.
Truex tried to take a 3 wide on them.
Yes, yes. Yeah, he tried to go 3 wide.
He
Yeah.
went full on desperation mode in a situation where he did not need to be on full on desperation mode, and nearly screwed himself completely over for the rest of the season.
Because
And
then he gets slid under the next turn, and then
yeah,
Almirola like a lap later
drove through him.
kills this man.
I was like, what
Oh
the heck
my
was that,
god.
Eric? And then Kurt
Well,
Busch just came in and finished him off.
you
It
you know
was
what? Speaking
hilarious.
of Eric Almirola, Door Bumper Clear said, I'm not sure if Smithfield's coming back.
Hey, what was going on with the 18, by the way? There was apparently they were like hinting something there with M&Ms.
Yeah, I heard, but also a lot of people were memeing because the one guy is actually Brad Spotter.
Yeah, TJ.
About, and they're probably just memeing about Kyle Busch and certain things that we'll probably get into after the race.
We will highlight on Kyle Busch as well as Matt Benedetto today.
Oh boy,
Jay's
Jay's
favorite
looking forward
driver.
to that.
Yeah.
Quotation marks favorite.
Jay, do you have a new driver in line?
Ask me that again soon.
10-4. Sounds good.
Work in progress.
But
Eric Jones.
Join the midfield, Jay. Oh wait, you're already there. You're already there.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, Truex, yeah, he got ran over by Almirola, and then Kurt Busch like a
And then
corner
Kurt
later.
Busch killed him.
Yeah. Like, was he told
hit
he was
him in
clear?
the wall. I don't know. It looked like him. Yeah, I'm guessing he thought he would be clear and just whoops.
And then a caution came out.
I thought his car was done.
Oh, I did too. It was a huge hit. Both sides
Thank
of the
God it
car
was
got nailed on the
Martinsville.
left.
Thank God it was Martinsville.
I was surprised the caution came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, oh, there's a crash. But no, it was for Truex.
No, it was for the 30.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, no, there was something that actually did happen.
Yeah. I remember.
Oh, okay.
We were confused. Yeah. 37
Okay.
spun out.
Oh, okay. So he got saved by that then.
Yes.
But,
So this sets up the.
I think it was the final
This is
restart.
No,
not
no,
the
no,
final
no.
one. The one leading to the final one.
Yeah. So this is when on the start Bowman hits Hamlin, but Bowman lets him have it back.
Very
at the start of the round.
sportsmanlike, yes.
15
And
laps later.
they
Well,
run
this is like
away.
the crazy. And this is the crazy part. This is when they had because Bowman's on Hamlin, and then you got the point battle for Truex, who needs like 1 point, and then you got
And he
the
was
Brad and
behind
Kyle
Kurt.
show. Yeah, and then Eric Jones was behind him on fresh tires, so like Eric was faster than
You saw
Truex
him
at that
back
point.
right off
Yeah,
because he hauled them out of the 19 and then backed right off.
yeah,
I
it
was
was
like,
kind of
man,
weird.
you got fired from that team. What are you doing? Go up there and pass them.
Something like that.
But Truex eventually got past one
Yeah,
after. I'll tell you what, Martin Truex
took
Jr.
him.
is way too nice. You just got body slammed into the wall by that car who's not even in the championship picture like you are, and then you're just you were too afraid to even move him out of the way after. He is Martin Truex
He
Jr. I
wasn't
think
the
his
only. Well,
biggest
he
weakness
wasn't the
is
only
being too
driver too
nice.
nice.
There were some drivers that were not so nice either.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but then fast forward to Bowman and Hamlin scrapping it out, and they had driven away from everybody
Yeah.
again, and they were scrapping it out. And Hamlin, I mean, was doing the same thing Elliott did to Keselowski. He went up a lane, making it really hard to pass on the inside.
But Hamlin was given so much room too.
He was given a lot of room. He was making it an option for Bowman to do what he needed to do. And then what? How many laps to go was it?
It
11.
was like 6 or 7.
Oh, okay, not even that much. Okay, but Bowman overdrives turn 3 and cleans Denny Hamlin out.
Yeah.
And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I wasn't surprised. It was just, I think we once again kind of like Keselowski and Elliott. We kind of saw that coming as well.
Yeah, but this one was worse. This was a lot worse because Hamlin left so much room.
I mean, yeah, Bowman overdrove the corner hard.
Like you can say it was a racing deal, but God, man, Bowman drove it in so hard he was never gonna make the corner.
No, Hamlin obviously upset. We'll highlight that in a few minutes about the post race stuff that happened with comments and on track stuff and
Yeah.
everything, because that was interesting as well. It's really more interesting to touch on the bias of NASCAR fans, I should say. But Denny Hamlin got dumped and he got booed for it. But then that final caution came out because of that. Truex over here with the juice cone was all of a sudden on like row 3,
Row 2.
row 2 on the outside. And I'm like, what the heck
Yeah,
just happened here?
he got a free pass.
Keselowski
But
was
okay, Keselowski was second. Kyle was third. I was like, there's no way Bowman makes it through this turn alive.
that's what I said. I was like, both these guys have to win.
Bowman's
There's
dead.
no way the 48 makes it.
I was in utter shock.
Kyle
they
took the
didn't
top,
even-
right? I think Kyle was up the top
Yeah.
front row. Keselowski chose the bottom. He was P3 for the restart.
Yeah, I was in shock that they just didn't bulldoze him.
I 100% would have bulldozed him. He just dumped Hamlin, so he's proven what he's willing to do. Now go and do what you're willing to do to win.
It was bizarre. It's just like they didn't care. I don't know. Like it was so weird.
And then after all of it, Keselowski tries to dump Kyle Busch.
Yeah, like when it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, if Bowman would have failed inspection and Keselowski dumped Kyle, finishes second,
Oh my
then he wins the
God.
race and gets in over Truex like 2 hours after the race.
Oh
That-
my God.
That's, in my opinion, why he was trying to dump the 18. Is you
So-
think big pictures, there's always a possibility.
yeah.
Although I'm a
It was
firm
bizarre to say the
believer,
least.
I'm a firm believer in say championship 4. If a car is found illegal that won the championship, you're not going to hear about it.
Oh,
I-
100%, 1,000%.
Well, yeah, you're never gonna hear.
You will not a chance you would hear about it. So I think elimination races too, kind of like that deal. Like if Keselowski won and his car was illegal, I don't think you would have heard about it. You know. But
I don't know about elimination races. I think we might still would hear something then, but 100% championship race, you would never hear anything about it, especially if it's somebody like Chase Elliott or somebody who
whoa,
is a big fan favorite.
um, for championship race, I don't think it matters who it is because they
Yeah,
wouldn't want to
it,
go through
it
that
definitely doesn't matter for
publicity.
who it is at all.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, especially fan favorite, NASCAR will not do that.
but Bowman wins the race after surprisingly not getting dumped by two
Yeah.
drivers in a must-win scenario. And then
And
Kyle
I think that
Busch wrecked himself off of the front of Keselowski on the cooldown lap.
yeah, and then Hamlin.
Denny, he
I
comes
loved it.
hauling
I
the
loved it.
mail.
I loved it.
He was obviously upset. Every single right to be upset.
Mhm.
I saw him the window net go down. I was hoping they were both gonna climb out and just go at it, you know?
Yeah, I would. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping Denny was just gonna jump out and go and throw hands.
Surprisingly, well, Bowman did like a little loop around, so that eliminated the opportunity quickly.
That's
And
true.
then Hamlin turned his car, put his front bumper on Bowman's front bumper. I'm like, oh yeah, he's getting out of the car now. He's gonna go get him. But no, he just did like a little, he burnt the tires a little bit.
Told him he was number one.
Yes, or two
Well, number two.
or 11, because Denny Hamlin's number 11 and 2 1s. Either way, he gave a gesture to Alex Bowman, did a quick little burnout on the front bumper, and then drove off. I thought
Mhm.
that was like an iconic moment of the year.
Oh, I loved it. I
It was
loved
great.
it. It was amazing.
If
That was
that was
incredible.
there's so many things to do before we even highlight the post race interview. If this was anybody else other than Denny Hamlin or Joey Logano or Kyle Busch,
The JGR driver.
yeah, people would have loved every single moment of that. If Chase Elliott was on the other side of this again of where Denny Hamlin was this time around, it would have been a completely different reaction.
Oh, it would have been he is the Messiah.
Well, I mean, Denny probably would have gotten booed no matter what. But I
Exactly,
feel
that's
like
the
before
point.
the I feel like before the interview, he would have gotten booed because of what he did with Bowman, and then obviously going and saying something about Bowman that also made that
Well,
crowd go insane as well. Which I mean, no, never mind.
well, they
It
were
would happen
booing
with
him
Kyle
even
Busch
before
too.
he got the words out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was probably because of the Bowman thing, and then obviously the interview happened, and that made the boos even louder.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin has an interesting interview. Calls Bowman a hack multiple
Iconic.
times.
Iconic
It
already.
it is an iconic interview. It took about
I,
5
I
seconds. He has some of the most iconic interviews in NASCAR.
For better or worse.
Yeah. Um, it wasn't the smartest things to say, to
No.
say the least.
It was funny though.
It was hilarious,
I
and I was like,
I loved it.
I get it. I'm like, you're in the heat of the moment. You just got dumped for the win, and obviously there's the argument. Well, Denny's been in this position before. Why is he mad when he's wrecked someone going for the same thing? I'm like,
maybe because you'd be mad no matter what
and they're like, oh, it's just Denny. Every single driver
would have
has wrecked
reacted the same
someone,
way.
and then also gotten very upset when they've been wrecked and for the same
Yeah,
thing. That is called being a human.
Chase
Okay,
Elliott's probably the only one who wouldn't react that way because he just doesn't in
he
public,
doesn't. Yeah,
anyways. Yeah, he doesn't react. I mean, he'll get mad. Obviously, we saw him get mad at Bristol, but he's not going to go to the levels that Denny did just because that's not who Chase Elliott is. But he'll still be seething and mad. You just won't know. You won't know it that much publicly.
everyone
Every
handles
driver will feel
emotions
the
differently.
same way Denny did.
Absolutely. It's just certain drivers showcase their emotions more emotionally, if that
Hey,
sounds right.
hey, hey, hey. Yeah, and then I could not believe how much Hamlin got booed. That was insane.
It
I
was.
I I can't
I
say I
think it
feel.
was more than the Elliott one.
It definitely was because the crowd was the biggest the crowd has been. since 2016, and I'm pretty
That
sure
was
that every single
insane.
person there, well, not every single, but almost every single person there was booing Hamlin. And I also can't really blame them either because Hamlin is not a fan favorite. Let's be honest, he's not a fan favorite, and Alex Bowman is very likable. And he literally just called Alex Bowman a terrible driver when he's in the middle of a 4-win season. So I mean, I can't say I fault the fans for booing Hamlin. Yeah.
I'd call him terrible too if it was Jimmy Johnson that wrecked me.
Which
That's
Jimmy
just
Johnson? Jimmy Johnson the last 4 years of his
uh,
career, or the Jimmy Johnson prior to that?
20 let's say
Or last 3
20
years, really.
2010 Jimmy Johnson.
Oh boy.
I don't care who you are.
We
If you
got the
dump me
moon
and
then
I'm in the
too.
heat of the moment, I'm gonna rip you apart. Obviously Denny took it quite far, but like again, he's human. He's got his own way of how he expresses himself. And in
Hey,
20
he
years,
did the unforgivable sin in NASCAR of showing emotion.
Yeah, true.
people want that emotion, but as soon as it's shown, it becomes an issue.
Yep.
And well, that's like we want emotion, but we love Hendrick drivers.
I was literally just about to say every single driver that's shown emotion has gotten ripped apart for it. Like when Kevin Harvick did it, like when Denny did it, like when Kyle Busch does it, or when Truex. But when Chase Elliott showed his emotion, oh my God, holy shit, he's amazing. Holy crap. Just saying.
There,
That's
I've been saying it forever.
this is a touchy subject, but there's definitely with the fans a huge bias with Hendrick Motorsports, like Matt has brought up, with Kyle Larson, with Chase Elliott, with Alex Bowman is probably the least of it, and William Byron. But
and there's a very, very easy explanation for that as well. It's because before Chase Elliott and the entirety of these four were at Hendrick, three of the most popular drivers ever in NASCAR were at that team. So what are they going to do? They're going to go to the other drivers that fill in those spots. The fans of Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson, and Jeff Gordon.
all very passionate fan bases.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially Junior Nation.
No
Because
matter,
before when
yeah, no. Also, no matter how much wrongdoing they can ever do, I'm hinting at something that's happened very, very recently. Uh, it doesn't matter. They don't care. It's anything that, if anything, that where a Hendrick driver is in the wrong, it's just a freebie. Gets thrown under the rug.
it's because the majority of NASCAR fans are Hendrick fans because of, again, just
Yeah.
Dale Jr. was there and their fans went to other Hendrick drivers.
And
This guy
Gordon, then
happens to be
Jimmy,
Chase
and
Elliott. Yeah,
yada
yeah.
yada yada.
Jay and I, as Gordon fans, both of us, I think, are very glad we actually parted ways with the Hendrick stuff.
Except I haven't.
Yeah, okay, but you're not fully into that whole, defending Hendrick
No,
to the
yeah.
death. So I
Yeah,
don't
no, I'm
consider you to
definitely
be
not.
one of those like full-on Hendrick people.
I wouldn't do that with like any
With
team I'm a
anything,
fan
yeah,
of.
neither would I. um, but I
I
mean,
like to think that I can see when people are in the wrong, whether I like them or not.
yes,
But
it's okay to admit Hendrick drivers have done things wrong, people. That's all I'm saying. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, William Byron. Has William Byron done anything
Eh,
wrong? Other than not stopping at the Roval and not getting penalized for it.
I mean, that's not really his fault. That's
Yeah, I'm
I don't
NASCAR's
thinking,
think,
fault.
has Byron actually done anything? I don't think so.
specifically at Hendrick, I don't think that Larson's really
Well,
done anything wrong either.
Larson's
Well,
a
yeah, he's only had
completely
10
different.
months at
Yeah.
Hendrick, so.
Well,
And then
well,
Bowman
that's not
and
my opinions about
Byron,
things,
I don't
but
think they've really done anything wrong with that group
We're
either.
talking about at their Hendrick tenure, Matt.
yeah.
Yeah, obviously there's stuff there with Larson, but specifically at
But the
Hendrick.
entire world's forgot about it already. Am I wrong?
I don't know. Moving on.
Exactly.
We don't touch on Kyle Larson's past here. So, apart from Denny Hamlin's interview, we also had Kyle Busch.
People hate. Okay, it was dumb by Kyle. It was really dumb.
Really dumb.
But this is why you love. This is why Kyle is so good for the sport. This is why I love Kyle, because he's just bad Kyle. You know you're gonna get something amazing. Obviously, you took it a little too far with it. You said one of those no words. If you were, but like, God, this Kyle Busch quotes are great. I
Uh,
should
do
beat
you
his
mention he should have beat the crap out of Kozlowski?
Which
yeah.
he was incredibly right on, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I would have
Oh, yeah.
supported him in every moment of going and fighting Kozlowski.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, he said a no word, and now he's got to do sensitivity training. And then Matt DiBenedetto felt the need to chime in on that.
Well, just before we move on from
Okay,
Kyle, from
yeah.
like the specific part of Kyle Busch, I find it really hilarious. Unless I wasn't paying 100% attention, which I'm pretty sure I was, I find it really funny that Kyle's interview with TV was relatively calm. He didn't seem to be that upset, and then
Yeah.
he goes over to the journalist and just goes
Pops
ham.
off.
He's like he does, that was one of those like F it moments. I'm done.
Well, I feel like he's probably learned his lesson, and he's like, with TV, I'll just keep it calm, cool, and collected, and then I can go and speak my mind. And then, well, he
Yeah.
really spoke his mind and went a little bit too far.
Yeah. The funny I've seen the funny thing, some funny memes about it too. This Kyle Busch is gonna be like not even get caring in the slightest during whatever the sensitivity training actually is.
I do wonder what their like sensitivity training, um, like program is like.
Yeah.
Like I want to see that.
I
I'm curious if it's an
imagine
actual like NASCAR sanctioned ran thing, or if he's got to go and be with like other people in some kind of like actual
I'd
sensitivity
im-
training class.
I'd imagine it's like online classes and you're just like, bruh.
Oh yeah, that's true. It could be that.
Um, they announced that 2 days after I think the race.
Yeah, I was like
What
Tuesday.
No, I
was
think it
what
was.
was the
I'm pretty
iconic
sure it was Monday.
what was the iconic night of the week on Twitter? Because it was the same night.
That was Monday night.
Tuesday.
Okay, it was
Oh yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
day it
yeah, yeah.
was. They announced
It wasn't.
Kyle
It wasn't
Busch.
last night. It was Monday night.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
yeah,
Monday.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they announced Kyle Busch has to do sensitivity training. It wasn't long after Matt DiBenedetto chimed in, and oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
I
god.
was like, Matt, bro. I can't even remember exactly what he said. Oh, it was like
He said
living
it feels
on
like
Earth.
everything is sensitivity training in 2021, and then put a laughing emoji at the end.
Of all
30 minutes later deletes his Twitter.
But of all situations you could have used that for, you used it for one where a guy is rightfully being punished for using a slur
Yeah.
in an interview. Talk about looking like a complete idiot.
And then goes on to say he was just trying to bring lighthearted fun into it, when it's like, bro, learn when you should bring in lighthearted fun and when you shouldn't. This is not a situation where you shouldn't. Like, obviously, it's not a huge, major, giant deal, but you kind of make it one when you start to bring humor to it, because it was quite literally a word used that offends people, and just bringing humor to it is not, you don't do that at all. And oh boy. And then his video that he posted the next day on
Oh.
Instagram, where he tried to like the, that video.
What if the
Oh
sky
my
wants to be
god.
green? What if the
Yeah, and
sky
then
wants to be green?
that part was bad, but then also trying to continue the narrative of bringing lighthearted humor into it by talking about his pink unicorn cup or whatever it was. Like,
I
why are
think he
you
was like,
trying to
"Hey guys, I'm
continue this
sensitive."
weird narrative? It's so
Oh my.
weird.
Hey
It wasn't
guys,
even. It wasn't even that he was trying to be sensitive with the cup. He quite literally said, "I'm trying to bring in lighthearted humor with this." Like, why are you trying to continue this weird ass narrative? How do you not
oh
realize what you
my god.
did to where you should not be bringing humor into this situation? There's other
Oh.
times you could probably do it, but this is not one of those times, dude. Back off. Learn that you've defeated. You've been defeated.
He got
Stop.
ratioed off the platform.
Dude, it's so literally if you want a 101 tutorial on how to screw up your own NASCAR career, ask Matty D.
Yeah, look at the bit of that in the last
He-
6 months.
It's
Ah.
insane how
I-
And then his Snapchat story today.
Oh no! What you have him on
Uh,
Snapchat?
yeah, I do.
What did you post?
It felt so like he's very pro gun.
Oh,
And
okay.
so the Snapchat story was just out of nowhere with no context, with nothing like at all going on. He just decided to post a shirt of him wearing an assault shirt with an assault rifle on it and the word essential under it,
Oh,
and then talk about his
Oh,
hoodie that he found with bullets on it and stuff. And it was so weird. It was so incredibly weird that it just randomly came out of nowhere, and he was just like, "Look at my Second Amendment supportiveness," and it just
oh
felt
my
weird.
god.
It just felt weird.
I think
The guy has literally lost his mind.
social media is like his career killer.
The funny
Like,
thing
Pretty
is, that's
much.
how he got so big with the
yeah,
fans. Like Reddit.
I saw a thread about like his reputation. A few years ago, everybody loved him.
He was loved.
Yeah,
This year, oh my, I can't. I literally
especially
can't
just the
stand
last
him.
few
I
months. It's just
literally
like,
can't
what the
stand him
heck?
anymore.
Well, I mean, obviously,
Like
I was with
he's
Matt.
literally,
Like,
he's literally like the last 6 months. It's played victim. Everything's so bad. God's got a plan for me. God will show me the way. Bro, you don't even have a freaking agent. This
does
guy
he
literally
not
doesn't have
have
an agent.
a PR person? I heard, right?
No,
Yeah,
I don't think he. There's no way he
I
does.
Wood
I'm
Brothers
pretty
does
sure.
that, so technically he does have one,
Okay,
but not one that he personally employs. No.
well, obviously, um,
It,
I don't know. That he's got a very interesting
ugh.
social media posting agenda, you could say.
Yeah, it's
I.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I think the Monday or no, the Tuesday morning Instagram video was just the icing on the cake.
I've always had like I've seen him post on social media several times, and I've always felt a little bit weird about how he posts and like the way he acts, and specifically before where he's lost rides or where he has talked about taking a leap of faith, like when he decided to leave the 95, or didn't decide to leave when he got kicked out of the 95, and then when he decided to leave the 32, the way he like talked about it, it just sounded really weird. And I'm not gonna lie, he plays victim. He straight up decides to play victim, but also like tries to act like he's not playing victim while doing it at the same time, and weird.
Yeah.
And a Benedetto out of a ride at the end of the year. We'll see what happens next
His
year.
last cup start this week.
Is he gonna have
Probably.
some send off Twitter or not Twitter because he's not on there anymore? We'll see what he does.
Also likely the Ryan Newman's last start. I didn't know something
Yeah,
like
we kind
that,
of keep
but
forgetting about Newman.
yeah.
Because he hasn't said he's
Rip.
retiring.
Struggling real hard this season.
Honest, I kind of feel like it was like with the Jimmy thing that Daytona crash, man.
Well, I mean, he
He didn't
wasn't.
do great last year, but he did okay
Well, he didn't do
last
great
year. This
before
year,
either.
yeah,
I
but
mean, he made the
this
playoffs in
year's been like
2018.
bad.
I mean, I'm gonna look at his stats real quick. He did bad last year, man.
What if Harvick's getting close to a big fall off? Obviously,
Mm.
Honestly,
he's
I
been
doubt that.
competitive lately, but it's
All
like
right, so
that fall off has to happen.
in 2020, he had two top tens. The one where he was flying through the air and Talladega in the fall. That was it last year. And he's had a
I'm
few
not sure
top
he's had
tens
any
this year.
this year. Oh, okay.
He's got 5.
But in
It feels like he's like
2019.
10 times worse this year than he was last year.
2019, he made the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Over Suarez, I remember that.
Mm.
And then
But
he completely cleaned Daniel out at the Roval that year. Anyways, and he also cut the track at Phoenix in 2014
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't bring
and
that
it
up.
eliminated. I saw that tweet come up today. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
not again. I'm still mad about that. I lost all respect for Newman that day. I was so mad.
I mean, I guess it's one of those things where you and I have been defending the playoffs, and then we look back at that moment and we're like,
And
we hate that moment.
I hate the moment. I don't hate the system. I just hate
Although I'll be honest, Newman's was blatantly cutting the track and then destroying a dude. That was like
if. But hey, he was on the
pretty
lead
bad.
lap. There's 4 position. It's okay.
Pretty bad.
Um, but I wanted to bring up as well from the Martinsville races. Some of the veteran drivers were talking about um, just these younger drivers coming in with having a lot lower
Specifically the
respect
truck series,
levels.
though. It
Um,
Yeah,
wasn't.
but
It wasn't so much Cup
Cup
drivers
drivers
did it a
talked about
bit,
it.
but it was really the truck series guys who were all over it.
I mean, I would be too if I saw that truck race.
Yeah, I mean,
That truck
understandable from
race.
the truck series because the truck series this year, oh my god.
It's terrifying, to be honest.
I wonder how
Like,
much money they're spending.
I was gonna say something about that. I wonder if they're if owners are even making a profit because I don't feel like you make a ton in the truck series.
no, I don't think it's like you wreck so many cars. It's a clown show. Like that's the only way you can really say it. It's literally a clown show.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Like, are
Um,
you really gonna tell? Like, it was so ridiculous. Like, the truck race wasn't good. Was it entertaining? Yes, but was it good? I would almost say no.
That's been the truck series the whole year.
Yeah,
Like I think back to Knoxville Dirt, that truck race was entertaining, but was it good? No, that was probably one of the worst truck races ever. That race was terrible,
yeah.
especially from a race etiquette standpoint.
I think yeah, like racing etiquette, respect in the truck series, like from since I've started watching, would be at an all-time low.
Yep.
Um, I've been watching for what? Right around actually, yeah, right about 10 years now. So, for me,
And
it's
it's just
definitely at the
scary
lowest
because
I've ever
like
seen it.
because those guys are gonna move up, and there's some guys in Xfinity that are like that too, that are crazy, and they're might move to Cup one day, and like we're kind of seeing it a little bit in Cup already. Not nowhere near as bad
Yeah,
of
I
this
mean, it's
I
something
don't
that's
care
starting to come up a
attitude.
little bit. I think hopefully we're in a bit of a calm down period of like people moving up because I can't think of like a single name in the trucks right now that's gonna well other than John Hunter that stands out.
Even in
That's like
Xfinity,
gonna be a
like
future star, you know?
And there's potential with several of them. There's potential for Haley Deegan. There's potential for Zane Smith.
uh,
Uh, there's potential for a few more as well. It's just it's gonna take some development for pretty much all of those drivers.
I think
And take
Smith
some
could get an
time.
Xfinity ride, but I think that's as far as he'll go.
I don't know if we've seen enough from him yet, to be completely honest, to say whether he's good enough for Cup or not.
yeah, just
Sam Mayer's blowing him away in the same car.
Sam Mayer.
Sam, you want to talking about racing etiquette? Sam Mayer,
Yeah, I really liked
he's
Sam
got
Mayer and had
speed.
hope for him when he came up at the beginning of the year, but in the races he's done this year, ugh,
He's shown speed, but he's also shown a lot of
Dum dum.
physicality. um,
a little bit worse than Gregson, I'd say.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. And he wiped out Gregson in Kansas, I think it was, and Burton or
Almost
whatever.
cost
Yeah.
him his chance at the Final
Yeah.
Four.
Like,
Yeah, so
uh,
that's how it is though. And I just don't know what to think. 5 years from now, oh god.
I feel like the big thing that's happened the last two seasons is there hasn't been any practice or qualifying either, and I feel like that might be a big thing that's affecting the younger guys in the Truck Series and Xfinity Series because like that's extra
Maybe.
track time for them that they're missing out on. A lot of extra track time that they're missing out on.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
now
some
you
of
just
these
gotta
moves you
go.
see, I mean, some of these moves you see, you're just like, I don't think practice would do anything. Some of these guys just go in fulling, knowing they're not going to make the turn and just go
Yeah,
yeet. But
Hope for the best.
yeah, I don't know what to think. I hope it doesn't go to Cup because I don't want a clown show every week.
Well, I think we'll get that no matter what with the
But the new car, yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
scared of. But
Oh, next year terrifies me.
I'm not gonna know what to think of that car and next season and all that until we get there and until we start seeing their product on track. But do I have high hopes? Absolutely not.
The only thing I say is, man, I hope iRacing is wrong. Please,
I
please
don't
be
think they're
wrong.
wrong.
I
I
don't
don't
think they're
think they're
wrong
wrong.
either, but I hope they are.
You
That
think they would
those
have
mile and
changed
a half
something by
races
now?
are gonna be god awful. I mean, pack racing, woo, but no, trust me, no.
Yeehaw.
Man.
I think you'll see
Maybe
a
have
lot of
6 paid
drivers
races.
retire sooner. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But
I won't be surprised if Harvick says I'm
I
done.
was gonna say if he's like the first one I could see being like I'm out of here. Like if the next gen is exactly kind of how it sounds like it's going to be with the 1.5 miles specifically.
Yeah.
Who wants to volunteer to go, to all these extra tracks now and just get caught up in big accidents? Right? Like,
Yeah.
they already risk it 4 times a year. I think that's plenty. Now we're trying
We're
to add on.
guaranteed 6. Guaranteed 6 with Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta's
they got it twice.
100% going to be a plate race.
Oh.
Yeah, most likely.
Let's focus on this upcoming weekend now that we've got Martinsville.
One more quick thing.
Go ahead.
One more quick thing. People asking for Hamlin to get penalized.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. You are insufferable. People want...
Hamlin didn't do a single thing wrong.
Except
other than the questionable interview, but I'm talking about on-track stuff.
Yeah, on track. No, he didn't do a single that thing he did there on the front straightaway. There was nothing completely wrong with that. If he went at Bowman full speed or anything like that, or when Bowman was out of the car, that would have been bad. But
oh my God, imagine that would have been that would have been like the worst moment in NASCAR history.
I don't think there's even a chance that he would have done that though. I
No.
mean, he deliberately slowed down, stopped, and then slowed down again to tap his car and do a little burnout, and then drove off. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong there, and was just showing his emotions, which is something we should all be thankful for, that we're having a driver willing to do that.
NASCAR fans, we want drivers to show emotion. Driver shows emotion. We hate that. Oh no,
God. I think Denny Hamlin, obviously biased, but I don't see how he loses the title this weekend. I don't. For his reputation, he has to win the title this weekend. But
I think this is his best shot at it. This is his strongest.
They got the short tracks down this year,
and yeah, he's in a great position too. But I mean, Kyle Larson exists, so there's that.
You want to hear my bold
right now, and he can win his races.
Want to hear my bold prediction?
Sure.
Kyle Larson's the worst of the Final 4.
That is.
Twitter is gonna pop off.
Ooh, we're going straight to NASCAR. You've had some takes that have been questionable.
The thing is, but no, here's the thing. I won't be shocked if it actually happens.
My last 2 predictions have been correct. I said Blaney's going to suck in Martinsville. I said Hamlin, in the middle of the race, I was like, Hamlin's going to get wrecked here. He got wrecked, okay? Kyle Larson's going to be the worst of the Final 4. Twitter's going to pop off saying the system's terrible. Denny Hamlin's going to win the title and saying, this is what's wrong with the playoff format. Well, actually, Denny Hamlin's been pretty much even with Kyle Larson all year long in this 36 race format. So shut up. That I want Larson to lose just specifically to hear all the people pop off on the playoff format again, because it's just hilarious to watch it. Do they have a point? 100%.
If both lose, then oh boy. Because if
my dream scenario for the social media meltdown of all time for NASCAR. It's the last lap. They're going to the final turn. Chase Elliott and Larson wreck each other, and Hamlin goes on the win. That is the dream scenario.
Would Hamlin get booed, or would Kyle Larson get booed?
Hamlin would get booed. Remember, Hamlin's not the HMS driver.
Wouldn't that be something, though? I think
I could see them wrecking each other, though.
I don't know. I think Kyle Larson's similar to Martin Truex Jr., where he's too nice at times. And that's why I think he's not going to win the championship. But also, I genuinely don't think I think he's going to have a great car. I think it'll be a top 5 car. I just don't think he's going to be good enough.
Yeah, I don't think Truex will be.
I think Truex is like a third. I think it's between Hamlin and Elliott. Because
I don't agree that
I don't agree.
You don't think
I think
Elliott's
that
going to be in the
Larson
mix?
This
definitely.
is
No,
the
no, no.
thing.
I mean, because Larson, I think
Oh,
is
okay.
still you got to consider him
I
a very,
it,
very, very strong contender.
all four of these drivers have very good reasons to pick them to win, though.
Yeah,
Larson is because of Larson. Elliott because he won it last year. Truex because he won the spring race, and Hamlin because Hamlin.
He won in 2019.
19. Won
He's
there multiple
been
times.
really good at just short tracks in general this year.
Mhm.
So is Truex. So is Elliott. So is Larson. So,
But Chase
I
still hasn't won on an oval, so.
that's the thing as well. I think this is a stacked Final
I
Four.
okay. I was like, just to keep the meme alive between us. I was like, please, Chase, don't win. Keep the meme alive.
Oh, like in
Keep the meme.
Martinsville?
Yeah, when he was
Yeah, I
dominating, I was
thought the
like,
same thing. I was like, the oval meme just it has to live. And
oh
we
god.
got 1 week left. We made it 35 of the 36. We just got to get through one more, and the meme can go on all the way through the off season.
But
We'll
it's
see what
fucking fun
happens.
though.
Oh yeah, it's all in good fun. Elliott, of course, in my
Hey, if
opinion, the
Elliott
top 3
doesn't win,
driver in the field.
yeah, if Elliott doesn't win, we can officially say Bubba Wallace won more ovals than Chase Elliott to get some people really mad.
That'll light him
Get the
up.
boomers
Oh,
mad.
boy.
Get the boomers mad.
But yeah, upcoming weekend it's going to be interesting. We'll give our legitimate predictions here when we close up the podcast shortly. So we'll move on from NASCAR. We'll jump in and talk about this upcoming weekend for Formula One, and then we'll wrap it up pretty much with our predictions and stuff. So
Oh boy.
that was a lot of NASCAR talk, but I loved it. It was a good weekend to talk about.
There
So
was a lot to talk about.
Formula One coming up into Mexico this weekend in the
Mickey
GP.
Ho.
Sergio Perez's home race.
See his fire suit?
I did not.
He's got a special fire suit for this race.
Okay. Well, Red Bull
I don't think
let him
I'll
win.
post it in the podcast.
If Perez is leading in the
Oh
closing
man.
laps and Verstappen's close enough to like have Perez pull over, what do you think happens? Team orders or not?
Perez goes, sorry, no English.
I don't understand what you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
I would be genuinely curious because like you cannot
I
take the
mean,
home win away from him, right?
in a
But
real world, Perez is not even going to be in the same ballpark.
well, I don't expect. I think he's a fourth or fifth. He's done well the last couple of Grand Prix. He's stepped it back up.
Apparently, is what they're doing is Perez is doing his own setup changes. I was like, wow, that's crazy. You don't set up the car like Max and you start doing better, huh? Crazy. It's almost like they have a driving
When did he
styles.
start that?
Apparently, they started in Turkey.
Yeah,
Huh.
and he finished on the
What a coinc-
podium there, and then he finished on the
Huh.
podium in Coda.
Huh. What a coincidence.
Did
We'll see
Albon
how he
and
does
Gasly follow Verstappen setups?
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say I think it's always been Verstappen setups until now. Honestly.
Yeah.
And now
But,
Perez putting up some good results again. So,
Oh.
yeah, it's a Red Bull track.
We think.
Always it's usually been a Red Bull track, but who knows what's gonna happen?
This year has been weird. We all expected Coda to be a Merc track. We were all wrong.
Yeah, Red Bull got the best of them there. Could swap here in Mexico and be a Mercedes race. So, not sure exactly what to expect. I don't know what the weather looks like. I don't know if it's a dry or wet race.
Let me
but-
see Mexico City weather. Sunny, cloudy, no rain.
Okay, the run down towards turn 1 gonna be huge. So that's
Death.
Is that maybe the longest run of the season towards turn 1, or maybe Russia tops that?
I think Russia's longer, but same effect though. You
You
necessarily
do not
don't
want to be on
actually
pole here. Like
Yeah.
I'd want to be third place where I'd want to be.
Mm.
So
It's
we'll
tough.
see.
If Max and Lewis are side by side entering one, they ain't gonna make it.
They made it in Coda.
They did.
Shocked us all. I really do genuinely hope though before the year's over they clean each other out one more time. just for the drama. I can see it happening 100%. So we shall see what happens this weekend in Mexico. We'll give our podium predictions right at the end here now. As I think, oh, I see the fire suit. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's got some like Mexican heritage on it and stuff.
I
Nice.
see it, but I don't because it won't load for me. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it is nice. Um, okay, so we'll move on into the before we wrap it right up. We have questions. I think I see a few. I see 4 questions. One of them's already what we're gonna do is we're gonna give our final 4. Um, Let me see. Who will be the highest finishing non-playoff car at Phoenix from Yusuf? I'm gonna go
Harvick.
with. You're gonna go. You said Harvick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say William Byron.
Reminds me to set up fantasy for this.
Jay, who do you got?
Uh, ask me the question again.
The
Sorry, I wasn't
highest
paying attention.
non-playoff car at Phoenix.
Oh, highest non-play. Okay. I don't think it'll be Harvick. Logano.
Okay, Logano. 2 more real quick before we wrap it up. What do you think should be added to NASCAR 21 Ignition in a future update from Ben Solo? Says he would add the automatic kick system to kick trolls out of public lobbies and online driver ratings. For me, mine would probably actually at a future update, something that should be added. I would actually go with for online private lobbies would be my first thing I would go for.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you have?
Private lobbies.
Jay, what do you have?
I'm gonna go with not. I'm not gonna go with private lobbies. I mean, I'd like something with single player to be added in, obviously, or honestly, but I don't know anything that could be added in that would improve it to where I'd even still want to play single player. I guess private lobbies. I mean,
There we go.
it's a crucial thing. It's something that does need to be added in. There's more that I'd like to be added
Of course.
to single player stuff, but actually, no. I'll change mine to the paint scheme stuff. We need to be able to run the paint schemes in career mode and online, the custom paint schemes.
Okay, I like that one. Um,
That's a good one.
the last question: who do you think deserves to win the most in each series? We'll just actually incorporate that into our answers for the final 4 picks. We're going to choose all 3 series as well. I'm going into the race weekend thinking that who I picked to win the race is also going to be the champion. So I will give. We all just go in order. I will, for the sake of this weekend, we can all pick the same driver if we want.
Yeah.
Because it's championship. So I'm gonna give my truck Xfinity Cup, and then we'll move it on. So my truck pick is going to be. I don't even remember who's in the final 4.
John Hunter, Crafton, Zane Smith, and Ben Rhodes.
Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes is my pick.
Ben Rhodes, all right.
I think John Hunter will be the favorite, and then he'll wreck himself or something. Ben Rhodes, Xfinity. I'm gonna. Also, I should say the one I think that deserves to win the truck one would be John Hunter, obviously. Xfinity, the one I think deserves to win of the final 4 is a Cindric or an Allmendinger. I think Daniel Hemrick wins the title. The Cup Series, I said it. The Cup Series, Kyle Larson or Denny Hamlin obviously deserve the title. I think Denny Hamlin wins it. Matt, what are your 3 series champion picks?
Trucks. Yeah. Some shenanigans will happen and Crafton will win the championship without
without
winning
winning
the
the
race
race.
again.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Twitter once again explodes.
Woo! Yeah.
Real quick,
What?
I don't even want to like debate on it, but I'm like everybody's like, we love that 36 race format where it awarded consistency. Crafton wins in the playoff format because of consistency, and it's all of a sudden a problem. Anyways,
Seems
moving
you
on
got
to your
something to
Xfinity
complaining
pick.
about it.
Allmendinger.
Fair pick.
And then Cup. Oh God, this is hard. This.
It is really a stacked grid this year.
Well, yeah. Like my thing is like we've seen like these episodes from Hamlin before. The only difference is that it used to hurt him, but will this one help him? I'm going to say Truex wins, actually.
Okay. Jay, who do you got?
For trucks, I mean, obviously John Hunter is the one who I think should win. But I think that Zane Smith will win it. I kind of agree with you, Gary, that something's going to happen to John Hunter, whether he does it to himself or something else in the race that he can't control happens. He loses it. Xfinity, I think that either Cindric or Allmendinger deserves to win it, but I think that Gregson will win it. Just because Gregson's been like the hottest driver in the series since the playoffs started. And then Cup Series, yeah, I agree that this one's a really hard one too. The thing that I look at these four drivers. They're all four championship winning caliber drivers, but three of them I look at it and they're choke artists, and then the one who's not a choke artist is Truex. We've seen Hamlin throw away championships before. We've seen Chase Elliott throw away wins before, and Larson throw away wins before. And so it's like, eh, I don't want to go with Hamlin, not because I don't like Hamlin, but just because I don't know if he's still gonna or if he's gonna be able to finally pull off that championship. But I feel like this could be his year, like Gary says. So I'll go with Hamlin.
All right. And then
One thing is, do you guys see the start times?
yeah,
Yeah.
There's
the
some
later ones.
weird ones. Like Nashville's at 5. I'm like,
Yeah.
huh? Huh?
I don't know
Whatever
if that's
helps the
because they
ratings.
wanted to try and end the night race, or if that's because of heat.
But it's in the middle of summer. It doesn't
Which
get
that
dark
was
till like
another thing. I
10.
saw that Atlanta was 3 o'clock again in July, and it was just like that's a race I'm not going to. There's no shot, no shot. I'm going to a race in midday
Wait,
in
what? You don't
July
want to
in
go to the
Atlanta.
You don't want to go to a microwave oven?
Oh, the race was hot enough when it was the end of August at night. No, no thanks. The middle of July.
All right. Now we'll wrap it up with the final F1 predictions for the podium in Mexico. I'm going to myself say your podium will be Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton. Ah, man, what if they wreck each other? Nah. Verstappen, Hamilton, and Perez. Matt,
Same.
Jay,
Checo, Verstappen, Hamilton.
Woo!
do you think he's just gonna light it up at his home race?
What'd you say?
Do you think he's just gonna like light it up at his home race?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And if Red Bull is truly better than Mercedes this weekend, I think as long as Hamilton is behind Verstappen, then they won't care if Checo is in the lead.
We'll have to
And
wait and
they'll
see
let
what
him have his
happens.
moment.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they do.
Actually, one last thing before we leave for this. There is practice and qualifying this weekend.
There is. They got time to actually tune up their cars. That could play a big role.
Kyle Busch in shambles.
If Kyle Busch made the Final Four, he'd be a threat, a big threat.
Dude. My prediction was so close. I had Kyle Busch winning since the start of the playoffs. It was so close to greatness.
I'm
Yeah,
still going,
honestly,
baby.
I don't remember who I chose anymore. Pretty sure I chose Blaney. I think.
I got
I got it in my
3.
notes
I
still.
got. Oh my god.
Oh no, I chose Larson to be my champion. Okay. I chose Blaney to be in the final four though.
Only got 2 of the final 4 right.
So did I.
I don't remember how many I got. I think I had Kyle in my final 4 too.
I had Kyle Busch and Blaney in it.
I know I had Hamlin and Larson, and I'm pretty sure I had Elliott,
Yeah.
so I know I got 3 of them. I remember I was caught up
F1.
between Bush and Truex and Blaney. I remember those specific 3 I was having a tough time deciding on. But anyways, yeah, I think that wraps it up for us this
Yeah.
week. Episode number
Wrap it
42.
up here too.
We have 1 week remaining. Next week, obviously, after the Phoenix Championship race in the Mexico GP, we'll have a lot to talk about. No matter how boring or exciting this race weekend is, of course, we'll have a lot of championship stuff to talk about. So, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. We'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to listen to this episode, and we will see you guys next week, where we will have a new or maybe repeat Cup Series champion crown. We'll have to wait and see, but we'll see you guys next week. Have a great day, everybody.